Good day. Today we are going to present the Smart Way of Grade 7 Maths, CAPS lesson, the Smart Way, sponsored by the Basic Department of Education, VT Africa Holdings, Fibertech Distributors, and Vistra Tech. For us to log in, please go to hellosmart.com. To take part in the assessment, sign up as a guest. Class ID 59 is shown on the screen, which is 598758. Add your name and you are welcome to join our class today. So here we looked at subtracting mixed numbers whereby denominator was the same. We also looked at mixed numbers whereby denominator, when we were adding, denominator was the same. And then we also practiced whereby we are adding, but denominator was different. Again, we also looked at subtraction whereby denominator was different. We looked at how to do those kind of fractions. So the last part which we did not give the answer was question 5, whereby Nell's report had 5 chapters. The first chapter was 3/4 and the second chapter was 2.5. The third one was 3/3/4 and the other one 3 pages, and the fifth one was 1.5. So we needed to add how many pages was Nell's report in total. So that was the one that we needed to finish. But today we are going to look also, continue with the order and comparing the thousands, percentage, calculating the percentage of the part of the whole. So this one I will erase. And see how much we get. First, you must add the whole numbers, which we get 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1. And the number there we get 9. So we now adding the fractions after all the parts of the fractions in each number there. 3/4. We convert half to the equivalent of when we have 4. How much is that? Because we multiply 2 times 2 to get 4. 1 times 2 is a 2. And then this one is still 3/4 plus a half. We have seen that it is 2/4. Now quickly add that. When you add, you get 10. 10 out of 4. We can now simplify that fraction. 4 into 10 goes twice, leaves 2, which is a 2/4. And then when you simplify the fraction, you always want to write our fraction in the simplest form. So that is a 2.5, but we still have a 9. So we are adding together 9 plus 2.5. And the answer that you got, because I said you must go and recheck it, we get 11.5. So that is the correct answer over there. Now we come to this problem whereby we are given fractions, and with the fractions we want to see in order from the smallest to the largest. So here we have 6 numbers over there, and by just looking, you cannot tell whether 1/3 is greater than 5/12 because the denominators are different. So if you check your number line here, from 0 to 1, this is where we need to place all these fractions that we have over there. So the simplest way to do that is to write them into the LCM so that you convert them to whereby your denominator is going to be the same to each and every number. So we compare 3, 7. I'm multiplying here so that I can get the lowest common multiple. And then my 12 is catered by 3 times 4, which is 12. So I'm having 8 over there. If I multiply 4 times 5, 8 will go into there. And then I'm having 5 is there. 6 will be catered, will go into the numbers because 4 is like 2 times 2. So my 6 will come out of there. So I have the number as 840. Take your calculators, multiply 3. You are going to use a calculator here. So have it ready. So we are going to have 3 times 7 times 4 times 5. So let's do the first one. The first one, 3 into 280. You take a calculator. You divide 280 divided by, I'm sorry there. The number is 4, so I'm going to erase this one, restart it again. The number that you are using is 840. So take your calculator, which is this 840 here. Take your calculator, do the 840 divided by 3. You get 280. 280 times 1, the answer there, this is equivalent to 280. So that is our first number there. So I'll write it here as 280 over 840. Remember, I'm not using equal sign because those two will not be equal. I'm just putting the arrow to show you how much I'm getting over there. So now let's go back to the second one. We still do it in the same manner, whereby we are saying that 840 divided by 7. Let's do that together. 840 divided by 7. What do you get? 120. But you must multiply by 2 because we are having 2 over there. So we are going to write 2 over 7 is equal to 840. 7 into 840 goes 120. 120 times 2 is 240. So we got that one there. So I'm putting an arrow there. We are having 240 over 840. The next one. So let me erase here so that we have a space. The next third one is 5 over 12 is equal to how much over there by 840. So what we do, we say 840 divided by 12, and then we get 70. 70 times 5. What do you get? 70 times 5, because we have 5 over there, is a 350. So the answer there is 350. So if I go back here, this fraction, the third one becomes 350 over 840. The next one, we are having 3 over 8, 840, 840 divided by 8. Check quickly with your calculator. Divided by 8. we get 105. But what must we do? We must multiply by 3. So we multiply by 3 because we have 3 over there. So this becomes 315. So we write, this becomes 315, 840. Now we're doing the one of the last two. Which is 4 over 5, 840. Take your calculator, divide 840, divide by 5. You get 168, multiply by 4. Multiply by 4, you get 672. So here, 672 over 840. The last one. The last one, we are having 5 over 6. We must convert this to 840. Quickly, 840 divided by 6. Divided by 6, we get 140. And then we multiply by 5. Don't forget that. So we get 700. We are done. Now we write them all together there, which is 700 over 840. No, the last one, I think I've made a mistake. It's 840 divided by 6, 140. 140 times 5, 700, okay? I was double checking. 140 times 5, yes, correct. So now if you can look, we now have similar fractions divided by the same. So let's see. Let's rewrite them below here. Okay, let me write here, it's first one. Okay, must redo that. Okay, I'm still fine. So the first one is 280 over 840. Sorry about that. The second one is 240 over 840. And this one, that one is 350 over 840. We are taking this step by step so that you understand what is happening, so that you're still going with me. And the next one will be this one, 350 over 840. $672 over 840, and the last one, which is 700 over 840. Now, when you see these fractions, these are equivalent fractions to the one above. But the reason why we are doing this is because we want them to be under the same number so that now we can tell which one is the smallest. We just forget about the below number. We're now focusing on the top, which one will be our number 1, which one will be our number 2. So you can clearly see that the smallest will be 240. So this is our smallest, number 1. Followed by which one? You see that 280. That's our number 2. Number 3 is this one. Number 4. Number 5. And the biggest is that one. So you could not tell when they were written with different denominators, but once you convert them to the same denominator there, you are able to do comparison. Now we come to the 10th and 100th, which is similar to percentage. And we deal with question 1. Question 1 says we have 100 children, each get 3 biscuits. What is the total? How many biscuits in total? So in other words, if you had 2 kids and each get 3 biscuits. So this is the first kid, the second one, each get 3, each get 3. You see the answer is 2 times 3, which is a 6. But in this case, instead of 2, we are having 100 children. So in a similar way, there are 100, each get 3. So the biscuits are 300 biscuits. 500 sweets are shared equally among 100 children. How many sweets does each child get? So in other words, if we do it in a similar way, we have 10 sweets. Maybe we have 5 children there. So here, there are 5. We only have 10 sweets. So if you give each one 1, 1, you are left with 1. And then if you give 2, 2, 2, all the sweets are gone. In other words, to get that 2, you are saying 10 divided by that 5, you get 2 each. So here, 500 sweets must be given to 100 children. You are dividing by 100. So you are going to give each child 5 sweets. The picture below shows a strip of the licorice. A very small pieces can be broken easily on the thin line. How many pieces are shown on the picture? So if you count, all the small blocks are similar, and those are 10 pieces over there. So you must count, there are 10. So if you count, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out 10 of the 10, and that will be 10 times 10. You are having 100 pieces because you can count and find that you are getting 100 pieces over there. Gaja runs a spaza shop, and then he sells this licorice. Let's get a pen there. Okay, highlighter. So here, like the above, for 2 rand each, what is the cost of the very small piece? This one, very small one over there. How are you going to do it? So here, the smallest piece, remember we've got 100 pieces. All of them cost 2 rand. But we want to work it with cents, because if you are going to divide it small, so 2 rand is equal to 200 cents, the same thing. So sorry for the equal sign there, because this is pieces, they just cost 2 rand, but 2 rand is equal to 200 cents. Now let's have a look at the smallest. We are looking for the price of 1 piece. 1 piece out of, because the 100 cost, the 100 cost 200. Then we are looking to how much is the smallest piece. So it's like solving this problem. To get there, from 100 to 200, you are multiplying by 2. You must also multiply by 2. Remember, these are the pieces. There are 100 pieces. You are looking for the price of 1 piece. You know that 100 pieces cost 200 cents. Now you are looking for how much is 1 piece costing. So if you multiply by 2, the answer over here will be 2. And the answer will be 2 cents. So we write in the answer here, 2 cents. So Jonathan wants to buy 1/5 of the strip. How much should he pay? So 1/5. 1/5. We know that 100 cost 200. So 1/5 of 200 how much is that? Okay, let me raise this one. Here goes 1's 5 there. Okay, we can put this over 1. And then 5 into 20, or I can just multiply so that I simplify this. Okay. I wanted to erase, which is 5. So over 5. To make it easier, 5 into 20 goes 4. And then it leaves a 0 there, and this becomes 40 cents. So the answer there will be 40 cents. One-fifth, because it's costing the whole lot, the whole is 200 cents. If you do that, it becomes 40 cents. Batsiba eats 25, all of them 25. What part of the whole strip is this? So if you go to the strip here, it means we needed to color in 25. Remember, this is 10. Another 10 give us 20. And then we color 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we want to know how much is that of the whole strip. Remember, how many parts do we have there? The total here is 100. So it becomes easy, whereby you see that it's 25 over 100, because there are 100 pieces. So if you simplify this, it's 1 over 4. So in other words, we are still revising the 10th and the equivalent over there. Right, let's see if we have finished this one. So this one we have done, it's 1/4. So each small piece of the above is 1/100 of the whole strip. So this 100 of the strip, why can each small piece be called 1 over 100? Simple, because it is 1, and when you count all the pieces, we have 100 over there. So how many hundredths is the same as 1/10 of the strip? In other words, when you look at when you look at 100 and then you look at 1/10, the question is there. So we already have one part. Which is 1/10. You can see that. How many of the 100 is this equivalent over there? What is the relationship between what number do you multiply 10 to get 100? That is 10. It means we also multiply 1 times 10, and the answer will be 10 out of 100. So this will be the same over there. The next question. Let's highlight again so that we see how many hundredths. 2/5. Can you quickly do it, because we've just done the similar way now. And let's see how much you get. So quickly do that. It's the same way where we write 2/5, which is 2/5. And then the next one, how many? 100. Take your calculator and see the relationship between 5 and 100. Quickly do that. So we see that the connection there between the two is we multiply by 20. So you must also multiply by 20 over here. And the answer is 20 times 2. It's 40/100. It's like a game now, whereby we see the relationship between the denominators and then we multiply our numerator on top. How many tens is the same as 2/5? So here, instead of the hundredths, we check the 10. How many? We already have 2/5. And when you compare the two denominators there, you have multiplied by 2. You must also multiply by 2 on top. You get the answer as 4/10. And how many hundredths is the same as 3/4 of the whole strip? Interesting, because now we have 3/400. We know what we do. We are just comparing our denominator from 4 to 100. What did we multiply by? We multiplied by 25. So the top we multiply by 25. 3 times 25. The answer is 75/100. And then D, Freddie brought 60 out of 100 of the strip. How many fifths is a strip of this? Interesting, because we have been dealing with going up. Now we are reducing the fraction. So how many fifths is that? So here is in the box. The connection, what we do from 100 to 5. Remember here, it's like we are dividing 20 by 100 by 20, you get that. 60 divided by 20, you get a 3. So that is a 3/5. Divide by 3, no, divide by 20, divided by 20. Whatever you do below, you must also do on top. So the last one that we'll be doing for today, and today learners will continue with the multiplication of fractions, or see that fractions, once you practice, everything becomes easier. And as long as you know what you are doing, either you are dividing or multiplying for it if it's going greater, dividing if it's going below, we'll continue on this lesson, practicing on the next lesson. And